job ain't finished. The job ain't finished. Make sure you come ready to go this next week.
How about those?
Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to the Four Guys in a Bar podcast, presented by Chiefs Blitz and sponsored by Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. If you're looking for a real estate expert, call Eric Haynes today at 816-729-3785. That's 816-729-3785. Now, here is your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Tillman, and Hense Todd.
Welcome back to the next edition of Four Guys in a Bar, presented by ChiefsBlitz.com. I am your host, Nick Athan, alongside Mr. Hense Todd, producer extraordinaire, a savant when it comes to picking upsets in the NFL. All those things. Props to you in the cube. Before we bring in the other two guys of the team, let's talk first about a pair of our corporate sponsors that make the wheels turn at Four Guys in a Bar. First up, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Real Estate Group. If you're looking for someone who can help you buy or sell a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, there's nobody better than Eric Haynes. Start to finish, throughout the entire process, the ups and downs, the highs and the lows, whether it's a good deal or a bad deal, he'll consult and he will make sure and deliver the goods. He and his team were fabulous helping Emily and I find a house. So if you want that same experience and you want to get a signature Len Dawson item from my personal collection, if he gets a deal done for you, give Eric Haynes a call at 816-729-3785. You can email him at esaleskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who?
That is correct. Who is that thundering voice? Next up, my incredible, amazing wife, Emily Athan. Open enrollment begins in November. So if you're looking for flexible health coverage, if you have a plan you don't like, whether you're an individual, self-employed, business owner, or part of a family, even if you just want a free consult, whatever it might be, nobody knows the health insurance industry better than my wife, Emily. So give her a call today at 913-215-9086.
Emily.
No question about it.
Coach Dre.
Not gonna deny it. The other members of our team, the other senior member, Mr. Lou Montagna.
Oh, let's go.
And the kid, Andre Tillman.
What's
the
happening?
Coach, the Bengals fan, the Cardinals fan, but we love him none the same.
Yeah,
AKA Crybaby.
Oh, no. There's no crying on the Four Guys in a Bar podcast. It's not allowed.
I just messing with him. But hey, man,
you ever heard the saying "crying in your beer"?
Crying in your beer.
It might be in that green stuff he drinks. I'm not really sure which, but
hey, it's very potent. I would say.
I would bet it is.
It's very potent.
Be interested
potent or impotent.
Quick Trip coffee.
That's right.
Yum.
That's right. The new Quick Trip coffee, the cold brew.
Oh, you like the cold brew?
Yeah, the cold brew ain't bad.
Yeah, this is my coffee mug for the day. So yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
All good. All good. All right, Jim. What's up? What's up, Hans? How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing great. We got a excited news today that a lot of Chiefs fans are excited about Kareem Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Been signed to the 53-man roster.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
I'm all for it. I know we'll get into it a little bit more. I was impressed with his press conference today. I think he manned up, he owned up, he took responsibility. And I think the one thing that he said that struck out to me was like, I had understood that there are people around me that didn't have my best interests. And so I think that's why they activated him. They thought he was ready to go. He's going to be a big participant for this team. Obviously Andy thinks he's ready. So for those that are still kind of questioning the move, he seemed like a completely different kid today, or man today, actually. And I'm excited to what he brings. And he was grilled pretty heavily, about what, he thinks he still has left. And obviously the Chiefs think they have something. And listen, to put another weapon out there, even if he's 75% Kareem Hunt, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm happy for it, man. Hey, but my guy still got to get his, his runs in. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm still rooting for the kid Carson. Still, Kareem Hunt can come in and be the backup. But other than that, man, you know what I mean?
No, it's about Kareem Hunt. It's not about Carson Steele. It's about Kareem Hunt, guy. It's about Kareem Hunt, guy. I'm sorry. I get it. You glazing on Steele now, but we need the real Kansas City Chiefs native, man. We need Kareem Hunt back, and I'm glad. He's starting. Not starting, guy. I'm glad he's really been activated on the roster. So I'm excited about that, man.
Well, this is the next step, right? I mean, they put him on the practice squad last week, as they mentioned, it was like his mini training camp, and they like what they saw enough to say, hey, let's, we'll bring him up for the week, because say what you will about Samaje Perine, it didn't really look like he had much burst.
Yeah, did it.
I agree. I agree. 100%.
If Kareem can come in and provide that, now all of a sudden you've got somebody now Carson, with all due respect, he made a lot of really good runs, but kind of topped out at 5 or 6 yards.
Yeah.
No. So let's see somebody with a little bit more wiggle, can kind of turn those into like 10, 12-yard runs. And we all know what a great receiver Kareem is. And we talked about this last week, but in terms of, okay, now it's real. Number 29 is going to be playing. He's going to play this weekend. I don't think there's any question about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of, because, I'm sure they want to ease him in. He hasn't played in a real tackle football game in a long time. So let's see how many. Yeah, if he can get 10 touches, I think that would be a good start.
So what let's see what Andy Reid had to say. Go ahead and let us know. I don't know if you can read that. So
I'll do my best here. Kareem had a good week of practice last week. He took a majority of the scout team reps, and it looks like he's in pretty good shape. The next step is getting him into the game. He'll rotate in, and we'll just see how he does. That Brandy Reid is at Wednesday press conference today.
Yeah, man. Hey, scout
sounded
team.
Just like Big Red.
Just like Big Red, to be very exact and precise.
Scout teams, no teams matter. You know what I mean? Kareem Hunt is back in the building. He's excited to be here. A lot of Chiefs fans are, is they overexcited? Or, is they too excited for him to be here? Hey, we just want to see him go, as he wear the old Eric Berry number. You know what I mean? He ain't wearing 27. He's going to wear that 29. What did he say at the podium today, Nick?
He could be more excited to help these guys win a title, to come back around here and see all these familiar faces and family. And, he stayed in touch with Patrick and at the wedding. I think there was a conversation at Patrick's wedding with Brittany a few years ago that, hey, if he ever had an opportunity to come back, he'd like to. Don't know if that's tampering or not, but at least there were some conversations with he and Andy Reid, to indicate that, the door wasn't shut. They seem to be proud of the distance he's put himself away from with the incident when he was, as he described, as a kid. So, he's happy. The Chiefs are happy. Patrick Mahomes is happy. So that's all that really matters.
That's all that matters.
Didn't they get a little trouble with Jeremy Maclin at a wedding years ago?
No,
wasn't there something?
That was one of the president of the Chiefs. I think had a conversation with him.
Yeah.
During the no call.
But there was a wedding involved, wasn't there?
There might have been.
Was there? So
I don't think the Chiefs are going to get in any trouble here.
Recruitment is recruitment. Okay?
That's right. They do it all the time. What do you think players do to text one another? Hey, come play for our team.
Yeah, the legal tampering period. Yeah, whatever.
What else to say at the podium, Nick?
It was hard, talking about the time away and watching them win Super Bowls. I had to think about the good and the positive things. I was so excited for Coach Reid and my close friends to win Super Bowls. And I think that's, again, he said all the right things today. And that was impressive to me. And, I'm sure we all saw the video of him being upset and being pulled over shortly after all this happened and saying, hey, I should be winning a Super Bowl ring right now. And, those are all things that a 23, 24-year-old kid, the mistakes that he made, he had a lot of success early. And, he took care of it. He paid a hefty fine. He paid restitution. He got his act together. He got help. He got away from the bad people surrounding him, served an 8-game suspension. And, as he said, to kind of conclude, I didn't think I'd ever be back here. It's still hard to envision. It's been a long time coming. I can't wait to put on that red again. And that's a happy dude. That's a guy who's like, I went through a lot and I got to play for my hometown team, but this is where my heart is right now. And it's wearing that Chiefs uniform. And I think this is going to end up being a really good move for Kansas City and something that I think is going to pay huge dividends.
Yeah, I'm happy for it, man. Dre's happy for it as he trying to ease his way back on to the bandwagon since his.
I would not ease back on no bandwagon, sir. But I'm excited that Kareem Hunt is back with the Kansas City Chiefs, guys. I'm excited.
Now,
Drake,
so what would you rate Kareem Hunt amongst all the Chiefs if he didn't get suspended and went on about his way? All the Chiefs running back.
I'll pull him fourth.
Fourth?
Yeah, I would put him behind. Priest Holmes, Larry Johnson,
Jamal Charles.
Jamal Charles first.
Okoye.
I mean, Ed Podolak's I got a soft spot for Eddie.
Yeah.
So I mean, I put him in top 5. He could have been really special.
Exactly, top 5. Yep.
He could have been. He could have done Jamal Charles things, which we saw he did.
Mm-hmm.
He could have been a Charles Barkley kind of player.
He led the league in rushing his rookie year.
Yeah.
He dominated his rookie year.
He dominated. You're right,
man. I mean, and he can catch out the backfield.
Jamal Charles first game.
Yeah,
that's the Patriots. He has a fumble on the first snap, and he's down on himself, and all the players pick him up, and then he had 260 yards and all-purpose yards thereafter. I mean, that wheel route touchdown from Alex Smith still goes down in my book as one of my favorite plays. It was just perfection.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was great. And I don't think he's got that kind of top end speed anymore, but the Chiefs don't need that out of him. They just need him to get.
I don't know if he ever really did, Nick. I think he's maybe like a 4'6", 4'7" guy. And again, that's why, he didn't get drafted a little bit earlier. But he went in
the third round, right?
With Tim, contact balance, just able to negotiate the line of scrimmage, catching out of the backfield. I mean, those are his strengths. And, again, that's a big deal, behind this offensive line.
Yeah.
And especially, the way that they're having to run the ball more, that's going to, it's going to pay dividends. Again, if he's in shape or when he's in top shape, I don't know that you're going to get, the 22-year-old, the 23-year-old, but it's going to be a very good addition to the group at the way it's constructed.
Hey, real quick,
now.
I think this offensive line is way better than what it was when he was in his rookie year too. I think the interior, it fits him best because he's very physical and he runs between the tackles. And I do believe he's going to blossom more with this offensive line.
Yeah, that line was pretty good. You had Fisher, Schwartz,
get the big brains on Brian.
Yeah,
Tony
really
Smith, and it's gonna be crazy, man, because that's what the Chiefs need. I think the Chiefs this year are built for the run game this year. I think they're more physical up front now, so
they're going to be forced to. I mean, the way the defense is playing in 3 games, and Chargers are going to probably do the same thing.
Absolutely,
they're going to have to run the ball. And Lou made a great point. Carson Steele kind of leveled out at 6'7". I mean, there were opportunities like the play where he was running toward the goal line, and he put his head down instead of just trying to run over the safety, who was about 50 pounds lighter. I mean, he'll learn how to do those things, over time, but he was so worried about fumbling the football that, he just didn't want to take any chances. But those are things he'll learn how to get those extra 2, 3, 4 yards and maybe break a big run. So,
I agree.
And having a guy like Kareem Hunt to watch, you're not going to see that with P. Ryan, but he's going to be able to learn from Kareem Hunt too, which I think is another factor in which I like the signing.
Let's see what Patrick Mahomes had to say about it, Nick.
You can see how hungry he is. You can see the explosiveness. He took this last week as a mini training camp. It'll be nice to have Kareem out there, add another dimension to the run game. Again, Patrick was pretty chatty today too about a lot of topics, but I think they all believe that. And kudos to the kid for getting up to speed as fast as he could to at least understand the packages that they'll probably use him in to be ready to play Sunday, against the Chargers in Los Angeles.
I also think across the board, everybody's trying to temper their excitement a little bit because I truly believe that they, that was a very difficult decision at the time. It was the right decision, but it was a very difficult one because of the role he was playing on that team and how much they leaned on him even at that early age. So they just want to say, okay, I'm saying all of a sudden they're going to unleash this guy on the league because everybody knows what he is. But at a certain point, you're going to start to see some things that if he can recapture, that it's going to be pretty tasty. I'm here for it.
And it was interesting that game. It was the middle of the week. I think it was like on Monday or Tuesday, and they had to play the Raiders that weekend. And Damian Williams, who hadn't started, at any point, comes in and just he had a really good career for 2 or 3 years in Kansas City.
He did what he did. I mean, every time, whether it was in
he had the ball.
Miami or anywhere else he played, he was ready to rock and roll. So.
Yeah, he did a terrific job filling in. It kind of eased the void a little bit. And of course, he was huge in the playoff run, in the first playoff run in particular. He was incredible in the postseason.
Yeah. Let's get where everybody in the chat saying about it, Nick.
All right. Well, let's see. Kathy Welch, I think it's coming. He wants to be here. Let's see. Nick Slyman, the fact that they let him go in the first place just to bring back 5 years later is a little ridiculous. Well, he was under contract. So Ruben chimes in. He looked about 240 pounds.
Now is Nick Patrick Slyman, is he a new comer on?
No, he's a friend of mine. He's a friend of mine. He's all good.
But it sounds like a different name. So that's good to see it, Nick. Thanks for
Nick, we appreciate you chiming in, man. He's also got a great collection of items that he's selling too that are way out of my price range, but they're classic stuff. So
also shout out to Kareem. Ruben. He's the first one in here once again, man.
So you gonna diss Kareem and put Ruben over there? Now, my bad, Kareem. Ruben, come on now. Don't try to diss my boy now.
Ruben always I'm just saying, like when I open the shows and soon I push the start button, Ruben's like right there, like.
Boy, like that glaze hose is everywhere, man. It's spraying everywhere.
Ruben gets off the snap quicker than Juwan Taylor.
Oh,
that was a good one.
Oh,
yeah, that was a good one.
He had me laughing when he said what did he say, the Emily boat, the Andrew boat. I could look past it no more. I said, "Dang, now this is stuck."
Well, all those injuries, we need health insurance. Let's go.
Let's do it. Hey, yeah, absolutely. We have a great accident policy on that plan too, by the way.
Yeah, funny,
we need to? I think we need to open up a 4 guys in a bar marketplace. Everybody's selling something. We got salsa. If Nick Patrick has memorabilia to sell, let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm all in. I'm actually contemplating doing that on ChiefsBlitz.com to open a marketplace. So I'm in the process of figuring out how to do that. So
oh man, I hear that.
Hey, I'm with it. I'm with it too, man. Like
I got a lot of stuff to sell, so I got a lot of stuff to get rid of. That's for sure.
But also I wasn't saying nothing about Kareem as Mr. Crip Trip.
Yeah. Fix yourself. There you go. Fix yourself.
But I was saying I was giving a shout out to like soon you hit the start button, and like soon the show before even start, you see Ruben said, "Hey guys," he right in there. Well, with this said, let's get right back into our sponsors.
Let's do one more thing here. Gary chimes out with us all the time. He's very positive. Subscribing and hitting the like is still the best way to show support for a channel hitting like this. Quick, easy, and free, but priceless. It's a growing channel. Be part of the success. Thanks, Gary. We love you, man. Absolutely.
Quick, easy, and free.
Well done, Gary. Very nice.
Well done.
That's right.
We love you too, Ruben. All right, let's one more time. Let's do our sponsors before. What are we going to get into? Lou's segment coming up.
Yeah,
Cap or fact.
Oh my God! It's
get your glasses on,
Nick. It's Wednesday. Jesus, have we already seen your moments? What are we doing?
I don't know, man. I can't remember.
We're going to start off with the.
Let's go to the Hurricanes infomercial. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
We're going to start off with Emily first, then go right into.
Oh wow!
Hey, give her top billing. Job. All right. Well, hey, if you're looking for help
get those vocal cords.
There you go. Hey, if you're looking for health coverage, there's no one better that understands the current market of the health insurance industry. Whether you've got a marketplace plan, remember open enrollment starts November 1st. It'll last for 45 days. Whether you want a marketplace plan or you want a private option, you just want someone to evaluate your current plan. It doesn't matter if you're an individual, self-employed, a business owner, or part of a family. She's got access to a nationwide PPO network. So give her a call today, 913-215-9086, and let her evaluate your current health insurance information.
Emily loves Emily.
Yes,
Nikki. That's that Nikki loves Emily. I did say Nick. I'm right, guys. My bad.
You did it. All right, another guy that I love. He's one of my brothers. He's one of my best friends, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. He helped Emily and I find our dream house. It took a while. It took a long while. It took 9 months, 2 months to close. It was an absolute chaos at times. This team, he kept saying, Nick, don't worry. Anything that came up that wasn't good or made us stressed out, he goes, don't worry. And he held our hand and he got it done. And that's what you want from a realtor. You want someone who's going to make sure that they have your back and they support you and they do whatever it takes to get the deal done. And that's what he did. So give Eric Haynes a call at 816-729-3785. Or you can email him at esaleskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of this here segment we call Chief Who.
Sorry, Chief Who. Yes,
let's go, Hensley. Strike up the band. You know what time it is, folks. Everybody participates today. Let's go. Even if you have no idea, throw a guess out there. Let's make this difficult on Kareem. All right. But all kidding aside, Kareem is leading.
He's the legend. He's a legend. He's the GOAT
with 2 wins, and this is week 4. So here we go. This Chief, in his senior year, was first team all conference. First team all conference. His draft day was kind of long. He once missed out on the big game.
Charles Amenahue
missed out on the big game. For this Chief, football is a family affair. A family affair.
Travis Kelce.
No correct answers yet.
Not Kareem Hunt.
It is not Kareem Hunt. He's played with some brothers. He's played with some brothers.
He played with some brothers, guys. What
they said in the chat?
Not much.
Yeah, Kareem's the only one who's mentioned.
Let's go.
Kareem. I said Charles Amenahue, but that's probably not right.
Charles. No, it is not Travis Kelce. What else?
Chanel.
Mike Pennell.
Leo Chanel. What? Okay. None of those guys. We got Neil Farrell. Is he still on the squad?
He's on. I don't think he's even on the practice squad anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. So, okay.
Last delay here.
Last clue, and this one may give it away. He has something in common with one of the Jacksons. So let's recap. Senior year. Pardon?
Shamar Akani?
No. Senior year, first team all conference. His draft day was kind of long. He once missed out on the big game. Football is a family affair for him. He's played with some brothers. And he has something in common with one of the Jacksons.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
It is not CEH.
His draft night wasn't long.
All right.
No, it wasn't too long. Okay, so going once, going twice, going thrice, last chance.
That's it. Who is it?
This week's Chief Who is none other than Marlon Tuipulotu. That's right, from USC. His draft day was kind of long. He was a 6th round pick. He missed out on the big game. He was playing for the Eagles the year that they played the Chiefs. Football is a family affair for him. His brother, Tuli, is a pass rusher, edge player for the Los Angeles Chargers. He was a 2nd round pick last year. And cousin, Talanoa Hufanga, plays for the San Francisco 49ers. He has played with some brothers. His brother, Tuli, at USC, and Jason and Travis Kelce. And then, of course, his first name being Marlon Jackson. There you have it, gang. This week's Chief Who Marlon Tuipulotu.
Let's go. Excellent work, Lou.
I'm gonna print out the roster, man. I'm gonna have to print out the roster, man. I can't keep taking this shit. Excuse my language, man. I got to print out the roster, bro. Cause damn it, man, ain't no point of guessing no more.
You don't
win
a prize. You don't win a prize if you're part of the team.
Hey, man, listen, I got to, man. Shoot, I'm getting stumped. Like, dang, Lou, where do you come with?
Good clues, Lou. I tell you, you got it going, man. I love it.
Man, his research is top of the line.
A little bit more participation. Yeah, we do have a crack research staff here back up in Erie, PA. So yeah.
Wait, Kareem, you have failed again. You only won one game so far, I think, right?
Is that why you didn't give my man a shout out? Is that why you didn't give my man a shout out earlier?
He's the only one on the board with 2. So 4 weeks. We have 2 weeks where no one has gotten the Chief Who. So hey, if somebody else doesn't win, Kareem still wins.
That's right.
Yep, he still wins at the end of the year. Correct.
Got to have someone else step up.
And what was that prize again? So that everybody can get more.
I haven't decided yet. I know
we need a visual, Nick.
I will come up with something.
To see this to really kind of, maybe that'll spur some more participation.
Yes, I will. On next Wednesday's show, I will have the prize.
Okay.
With a nice picture.
Yes.
Okay, I promise.
So let's get right
thanks
into
everybody for playing, and thank you to Eric Haynes, the proud sponsor.
Thank you, Eric.
Chief. Who?
Yes.
So let's get it right into the main topic.
Let's do it.
They got Travis Kelce, man. Is he going to find his form again? Is he going to find it? Go ahead, Lou.
He's an all-timer. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Of course he is. Now, it may not be to the extent that everybody expects or, another 1,000-yard season, 100 catches, and so forth. And I think, we brought it up before, through 3 games, how many targets does he have? I mean, he's pretty much double digits every week.
Right.
And I guess I can't really bring that his particular YouTube video on here, but I can talk about it. Mitchell Schwartz, ex right tackle of the Chiefs, does some offensive line breakdowns on YouTube, and he did one for Wanye this past weekend, because you hear all the internet trolls because everybody's an expert on offensive line play. I said, well, wait a second, let's talk to arguably one of the best right tackles ever and see what he has to say. So I'm watching this breakdown, and he's got the all 22. It's a little condensed because he wants to focus on the offensive line, but you can still see well beyond the line of scrimmage. Okay, so I'm watching Wanye, and then out of the corner of my eye, I see 87 going down the field. And this happened on 2 or 3 pass attempts.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a linebacker inside. He's got the nickel over the top and a safety shading him. And within 2 seconds, 4 comes racing across the field on one of the shallow crosses, and he's wide open. Nobody's with him. Patrick referenced it today. He said he saw the same thing on the play. He hits Noah. Noah just ran down the field, sat down, and nobody went towards him.
Yep.
So I guess we can sit here and say Travis is this, Travis is that. He's opening things up for everybody.
Right.
Now, granted, he's not used to the level of production that he's at right now, but he is invaluable because these guys are wide open. And a couple of times Patrick did. I mean, if he's watching that film, he said, wait a second, I could have just thrown this to Rasheed again. That would have been even more targets for him, but he's wide open. How do you turn that down? It's like stealing. So I think he will eventually when teams start to adjust, because I don't think they're going to let Rashee Rice get 20 or 30 targets a game where he's running by himself. So eventually it'll shift around. Some other guys are going to eat, but until they start, stop triple teaming him in some cases, these other guys are going to get theirs, and then eventually the defense will switch and he'll be okay. So yeah, I don't fear him not reaching peak Travis, hopefully at the end of the year, like he did last year during the playoffs.
This is what he had to say on this podcast. Go ahead and read it, Nick.
Oh boy. Okay,
Dang,
hold on.
man. Tiny, man.
All right, here we go. Sorry, got to put him on. It's the football, baby. I'm not getting caught up in getting targets and all that. I just want to have a successful offense. We're just finding how to have success throughout the season. I'm not worried about the catches and the yards. I have the most fun when I get the ball thrown my way. Well, who doesn't? As long as they're winning football games, we good to go, baby. And he's got the right attitude. And again, he's making a ton of money. He's got back-to-back Super Bowls. He's got 3 Super Bowl rings. He's dating Taylor Swift. His Grotesquerie series starts tonight on FX. He's got the world by the shorts here, and he's enjoying every part of it. But football's his number one priority, and so he is being a decoy right now. And look at the success of Rashee Rice. I mean, just that's the reason. It's because Travis has 2 or 3 guys on him, and when Travis is in solo, coverage, then Patrick's going to probably find him. So I think it's important to realize that Travis ain't upset about it, and the Todd McShays of the world, who's an absolute idiot, can go out there and say some of the stupid things he said about Travis, that too many distractions and blah blah blah. He don't know crap about football, and he certainly doesn't know anything about Travis Kelce. He is team first. He's a team guy. He's always been that way. And I think Patrick made the best comment about him today when someone asked him if the 24-year-old Travis was the same as the 34-year-old. And he said, you know what? He's always been this way. He just wants the team to have success. And that's a special player.
Patrick was in Lubbock when Travis was 24.
Well, 25 or whatever it was.
No, whatever age he was. I mean, it was kind of a tough question, but just the way Patrick answers it, the way he answers everything is just a perfect answer, so forth. But I'm going to pump the brakes a little bit on Todd McShay. Whatever he said, whatever. A lot of these comments and so forth come out just, I guess, to get attention. But in terms of his football acumen, I'm not gonna discount it in the least. I like his breakdowns prior to the draft. I like whenever he's had the opportunity to kind of teach you a little bit about football. Now he hasn't been on ESPN for a while. There was an illness and everything else. But I'm not gonna crush him for some. Yeah, just some clickbait, basically.
Well, we don't have to make this personal. Yeah, we don't have to make this personal.
Well, you did say he doesn't know crap about football. I just
he doesn't. Okay, he doesn't know crap about Travis Kelce. He doesn't know crap about, and he got fired by ESPN. So listen, he messed with my boy Mel Kiper. So I've always had a problem with that. It's just me.
So
did you get in your feelings, Nick? I think you got in your feelings for a little.
Got in my feelings,
Lou just pointed it out. But
no, Lou is correct. He is a very great evaluator of talent.
Yeah,
he does a very good job in the draft. But I think that's what he needs to stick to. I'll just leave it at that.
Hey,
we there?
Did we freeze up?
I think we did freeze up a little bit, but
there we go. We're unfrozen now.
All right, but
go ahead, Andre.
Like, I'm not worrying about Travis Kelce for real, because he's a veteran, guys. He'll be just fine. Like Rashee Rice is getting busy right now. So he's getting the majority of the targets because of Travis Kelce. And like you said, Noah Gray is wide open. I mean, like I said, Travis Kelce is getting double teamed. We know how Mahomes and Travis Kelce, how that connection goes. So I'm not too much worried about it. When Travis Kelce gets open, he'll be just fine.
So you think what he said is what everybody else wanted to say? About Travis on a plane a lot, traveling a lot, not training a lot.
It's an easy narrative to jump.
It is neat. You're right.
So I won't knock him on like just saying it because I'm not saying he's right. I'm not saying that he is. I
didn't hear how it was framed to him. Maybe there was a question.
No, I don't think it was more of a comment that he thinks that this is the reason why Travis is not playing well. It's just too many distractions. And anybody who knows Travis and his work ethic and what he brings to the team, what he does, how he coaches other guys up, the sacrifices he makes with his body to play. I mean, he's 6'4". He's getting hit almost on every play, whether he's in trying to get to a spot in the field or he's blocking. or he's being chipped at. I mean, he's constantly being hit, and he goes out there and he gives it his all. So, yeah, they're off to a slow start together. But you know what? I don't give a crap about September football with Travis and Patrick.
And,
I care about December and January football.
And you know where most of this noise comes from is from people that, fantasy football players that may have taken it fairly high in their drafts that are saying, wait a second, I used this second round pick on this guy. He gets 1,000 yards, rolls out of bed and gets 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. And he's not, he's not even in the top, probably 10 or 12 tight ends. So
probably
far.
not.
So Dre, will you say Travis Kelce start to this season is similar to the last year?
Yeah. But right now, a lot of these defenses are playing Kelce pretty good anyway. They're trying to figure out how to play Travis Kelce, so y'all might not even see 1,000 yard season from Travis Kelce this year.
I think the other part of it,
700 to 800.
Yeah.
The other part of this is if you're looking back at last year, whereas I don't think Patrick didn't have a whole lot of confidence in anyone else.
That's true. I was about to make that point. Good point.
I mean, Rasheed was really young.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they didn't have Worthy. They weren't using Noah much in pass routes. So yeah, and then the comments are, well, he's forcing it to Kelce. It comes up on this show.
Right.
He's just looking at Kelce all the time. He's just like, well, I beg to differ, because if you look at the targets of some of these other guys, he is looking at other guys. But that's part of it too, is where it's just been in the past where he's been such a huge part of it. And now you've got other guys that are just running open. How do you not throw them the ball? I mean, it was so crystal clear on those plays that Schwartz was looking at for Wanye. I'm like, oh my God, these guys are right. There was nobody else in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Rasheed is literally running across the field by himself, and Kelce's like being almost triple teamed. Yep. So yeah, you got to take those.
Yeah,
right?
you look at any of the highlights. I rewatched the game last night, and I particularly just watched kind of what Travis was doing. And he was coming over the middle. He was laying blocks down. He was out there in front. He was dragging 2-3 guys with him, and that's what this offense is right now. And again, the good news is Patrick Mahomes has got a lot of weapons. He's got Worthy. He's got Rice. He's got Juju had a big touchdown. I think that will help him, get more catches and do things over the middle. Look at Justin Watson. How many decoy plays was he on? How many times did he drag guys or cut other routes, other defenders off legally to where, on Juju's touchdown, he was brilliant and Juju got open. So this offense isn't going to be this Tyreek Hill, just giving it to nobody's going to pay attention to Kelce offense. It's going to be methodical
because I think the way eventually the defenses are going to start gravitating to these other guys that are getting the ball more.
Yep.
And then it just opens up other things. So for the time being, until the defenses adjust and say, well, wait a second, we're okay if one of these other guys beats us. Where now it's like Rashee Rice is the real deal. I mean, this is a top, I would say, top 10.
Can I say
top
this
10 wide
real
receiver in the league now.
Can I say real quick, Lou? Honestly,
number one wide receiver in the league.
I think honestly, they will rather Rashee Rice get those targets than Travis Kelce anyway. They're
right now, but
because you gotta give up something.
Like Patrick said, hell, if this keeps up, Rasheed's going to get 2,000 yards.
Yeah, they can't.
It's just because they're not. It's not that they're not covering him, but it's like we're not going to let anybody beat us over the top. We're not going to let Kelce beat us.
Right.
But now, if there's tape that's showing you that these other guys are making plays, adjustments are going to come. I mean, defensive coordinators are going to sit there and say, well, these guys are killing us, but yeah, we got these guys shut down, right? No, it's not going to last.
Yeah.
I look at it as this. Travis Kelce, his start to the season from last year is similar as he's doing today. So I feel like a lot of people say, oh, yeah, the refs suspended Derwin James for this Chargers game for Travis Kelce can get it going. I've seen the tweets. From all you Chiefs haters out there. You know what I mean? I've seen all that. But again, Travis Kelce he always starts slow, you know what I mean? But
well, it wasn't like Derwin James was shutting him down.
Right.
I mean,
no, he was just flipping him upside down. Yeah.
That's what people are saying.
Man, he body pressed Kelce last year, man.
When it's all said and done, I feel like Travis Kelce will still get his 1,000 yards. Close to it.
I don't know about
that.
I
want to say 1,000. I say about 700, 600, 600 to 700.
I think he's gonna have two next game.
I hope he doesn't.
Yeah, me too.
And because if he doesn't, that means that Rasheed and Worthy. Well, Rasheed has already broken out, but that will mean somebody like Worthy or Juju or Noah or Justin Watson is having a big year. And I'd rather see a little bit more balance across the way. And then in the playoffs is like Gronk in the playoffs, come playoff time, he could have had the terrible year. He's injured, whatever, but the playoffs come and he just dominates. So
Kelce real big in the playoffs. You're gonna see a lot more targets than Kelce in the playoffs. I'll tell you that one. So in the regular season, I'm not worried about regular season.
I wouldn't worry about it.
But the bottom line is, if those guys get that kind of experience and that kind of usage during the year, they'll be far more prepared when the playoffs come to take over. If again teams continue to try to take Travis out of the game with multiple guys all over him.
So put those glasses on and let's see what Andy Reid had to say about it.
All right, let's see. Hold on. All right.
It gets smaller and smaller.
I know people are saying he's old or whatever, his distractions and all this. Defenses don't think that. Trav is fine. He's being Trav. He works his tail off. He hasn't lost a step and all those things. He's not distracted. That's just not the case. People are making sure they have him taken care of with some of these defenses, and that's precisely what they're doing. And, look no further than the first play of the game in Atlanta. And even though Patrick Mahomes missed a wide open Rice and a wide open Worthy, it's because everybody dragged to the right side of the field, and Patrick rolls right and looks back left. And had he hit either one of those two, it probably would have been a touchdown on the first play of the game. So, listen, he's doing his job. Andy is like, everybody just needs to be quiet. He's no different than he was 10 years ago or 8 years ago or 5 years ago. It's a slow start because they are making an effort to get the ball to Worthy so he gets some experience. They are making an effort to get to Rice. They have runners who can run the ball. They know what they've got in Noah Gray and Justin Watson. They're just trying to develop these guys. And I think this too is, I think we all expected that Rashee Rice was going to be as good as he was last year, but he's so much better now.
Way better
than he was. I mean, remember, it took him 6-8 games, before he kind of hit that, okay, I got this figured out.
Yeah, Sam called that earlier too. Sam called that. Shout out to Sam. Sam called that in the offseason too. He was talking about that too.
So, and Kathy had a good question too.
Yeah,
I want to make sure that I get this up here. Guys, you think Hollywood injury came into play, slowed start maybe? Yeah, I think
I agree.
They were anticipating having that. They worked all off season. I mean, the kid worked March, April, May, June, July, into August before he got hurt. And, it's just, it breaks my heart for this kid.
Mm-hmm.
But the good news is he reported this himself, and I've heard the same thing, is that he probably will be back in December. Now, whether that means he's going to play or not remains to be seen. Maybe they keep him for the postseason, but the surgery was 100% success. They cleaned everything up. They set everything. He's already started to do some rehab, which is all good news. So, if they get Hollywood back, that's just another weapon that they can incorporate, even if he's out there for 10 or 15 snaps a game. So good question, Kathy.
Yep. Good question.
So is it a lot of people trying to hit that panic button right now. Is you hitting that panic button right now?
I think we kind of answered that. I don't know.
No.
When would you panic?
Ain't nobody panicking right now.
But in terms of it, the panic would come if the offense looked like it did like last year against the Raiders.
Yeah.
And like, well, that should never happen. I mean, that's never going to happen again. Then you might panic. But other than that, they're still moving the ball. Other guys are taking care of the targets, the catches, the yardage. So it's just really to me, it's more overall offensive efficiency.
That's it.
And regardless of who is getting the ball, let's run it a little bit better. Let's protect a little bit better.
Sure.
Patrick, get on rhythm. Get your feet right and your throws. I mean,
Yes,
he was
Patrick,
the first one to say it.
That's a good point.
Some of those plays were, like I said, the one that I saw where Rasheed comes screaming across the field, nobody near. He ends up throwing an incompletion down the field where, you get, okay, I'm dinking and dunking. We got to take a shot down the field. And it's hard to say, don't take that shot, Patrick, but you got a guy screaming across the field wide open. You got to get him the ball. I don't, whatever. So, but no panic. I don't think this team ever.
I would panic with Patrick Mahomes' decisions. That's it. His decision making. That's the only thing I would panic about because I get it, guys. Chiefs been here. They play good situational football when it's time forward. But at the same time, Patrick and these interceptions has to stop though, for real. Like you putting your team under so much pressure, man.
Well, I mean, Patrick talked about that after the game, and also, he talked about it today in this press conference that, he gets sloppy with his footwork, and again, he's adjusting too. And remember, he has a second offensive tackle, left tackle out there.
Right. And
we talked about this Monday. Wanya did a good job. Patrick was pleased with him. Andy was pleased with him. I think Andy Heck did a really good job.
God damn.
I don't think anybody thinks that Travis Kelce can't be productive in this offense or isn't going to make his plays, because those things are going to take place. And if the Chiefs are winning, and remember, to the first four weeks of the season, and they're 3-0 to date, they beat a great Ravens defense. They beat a great Bengals defense, certainly the best coach defense they're going to face this year.
Right.
The Falcons have a good defense, and the Chargers have a good defense. So if they come out of this 3-1 or 4-0, and Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes are still kind of working through some stuff, this is a good football team, guys. And there's a reason, because other guys are stepping up, and they're making this more team-centric and team-oriented. And now you're going to bring Kareem Hunt in the mix, even to 75% Kareem Hunt. So,
man, what is that noise?
I don't know whose music
it's like a UFO, man.
I had Lou got somebody working online. He does, everybody, I muted him for a little bit. But go ahead, go ahead and finish what you were saying.
Got to pick up the leaves.
That's right.
Yeah.
You gotta pick up those.
They don't rake. They don't rake. They got They got these big hoses.
Yeah, and this is the other question that people, ask me. If they three-peat, would he call it a career? Travis is the kind of guy that says, why don't we make it 4 games in a row? And then there's no disputing us. The Packers won the NFL title, then the first 2 Super Bowls. So technically they won 3 championships in a row, but not 3 Super Bowls. So there's some people have been brought that up, but I think he's going to honor his contract. I think he's going to play both years. And then at the end of 2025, he should get a parade down Kansas City, and they should line the streets and thank him for everything he's done for the city. And I hope, even though he's going to be a movie star, and even though he's going to probably marry Taylor Swift and all these things, that he still has Kansas City as somewhat of a home base, because I think people generally love this man, and they appreciate his sacrifices that he's made. And he's going to go down as one of the most beloved Chiefs of all time. And I hope he plays at least this year and next year.
Yeah, I agree. Good point.
I do too. I hope he, find a way to get back to his former days of being Travis Kelce. A lot of people, question him. But
I think it's going to come down to his health. I mean, if he feels good, he's going to keep playing. I think he'll play. He will play as long as he possibly can. If he feels that he's still being effective and he can, impact the team, help them, he'll keep playing. I believe that's just the sense that I get.
Look, Kelce had reached a point to where he doesn't have to do as much in the regular season, guys. He went into the playoffs. Like he don't have to do that and get 1,000 yards. And
all going to the Hall of Fame, so
he doesn't care.
Like I said, he doesn't. He already established himself as the best tight end in the league. He got his rings. He got all his accolades. Man, that man got endorsement deals. He's fine.
I don't think he really looks at any of that stuff as being.
I get it. I'm just saying,
being a determining factor. I truly believe he just loves to play, And
said,
if his body's working, he's going to do it.
Now look at his brother. I mean, look at how long Jason played. Just he physically couldn't do it anymore. It's the only reason he quit.
Yeah, that position, that tush push took about 10 years of his life.
I bet you that took at least a year or two off his career.
Listen, guys, that tush push ain't the same without Kelce. Ain't the same without Kelce, man. I'll tell you that.
Hey, what gets Patrick Mahomes going is that prime drink. Hey, I'm not sponsored by, but you gotta go get you some of that prime drink. Yeah, it's good. Yeah,
is that like Gatorade? What is that?
That's his brand.
It's his brand, prime drink, Mr. 3 times and Brittany Mahomes.
So it is like a Gatorade, right?
Yeah. Like
or is that the one? Does that have caffeine in it too? Or he's got the coffee as well?
Yeah.
I tried.
Maybe you can mix. Maybe you can mix them up.
Yeah.
All
right, we got a question of the day. Do you think Hollywood will return next year on a vet minimum deal, or have they seen enough during camp to offer him a multi-year deal?
Well, he's definitely not returning on a vet minimum deal. So you can forget that right now.
My understanding is they're going to see how he is. If he gets back on the field in December, has a good postseason, doesn't have any more injuries, I think there's a mutual interest that he would sign a very similar deal to what he signed this year. But with his injury history, I think that's the reason why he accepted the Chiefs 1-year deal. I'm not sure I give him a multi-year deal, but I do try to work something out with him in advance for next year. And if they do, it'll be very similar to what he signed this year.
Right. I think if he don't play this year, I don't think if he don't get I don't think it's gonna be no big contract or something like that, because like Dre said before, he didn't show that he can be healthy. You know what I mean?
Right. He's an injury prone guy from Baltimore to Arizona down KC. He's just an injury prone guys. It
might be like a similar deal, maybe like a 10 or 15% bump to what they offered him this year. And we'll say, let's see, wait and see a year. And
it's only $7 million. He's not hitting any of his.
If he likes it, great. If not, then he moves on and tests the market. But it's difficult again without playing this year for other teams to like step up and pay 20 million, 25, whatever the wide receivers are going for now. So I think if he likes it here as much as he says he does and is that invested, I think in his mind, and again, this is just in my opinion, that he almost feels like he owes the team that.
I think that's the best point you can make, Lou, because
good point.
I think he believes that too.
Good point.
So again, maybe whatever, if it was, what did you say, 7 million with it plus incentives, so maybe make it 8 or 9, and let's see where it goes. Kind of like Juju's deal from a few years ago.
Yeah.
So looking at that, what's his name going to be a free agent next year? T. Higgins. He look like he don't really want to be over there at the Bengals. You know what I mean? So
didn't look like it, did it?
Would you take that chance? Him, Rasheed Rice, and Worthy.
No,
the combination.
I just don't think they're going to pay him 20. I don't think the Chiefs are going to pay a wide receiver that kind of money. That's the problem.
Why do we keep emphasizing receivers for this team,
probably
bro?
not.
You got prime time, sir.
If Worthy develops the way they think he's going to, right? If he develops the way they think he's going to,
right?
And Hollywood does come back, that's. I mean, you got a decent amount enough money in that receiver room to where you're going to have to pay some other guys as well. Right. You've got those offensive linemen that are coming up, Trey and Joe Tooney. Now Tooney's not going to get the same kind of deal that he got the last time, but it still would be significant if they brought him back. It's going to be a decent amount of money. Nick Bolton's going to be up. What are they thinking with him? So wide receiver is probably not that high for them to go to top or even close to top of market.
Right. They're go ahead.
It's a lot of guys that's coming out to this draft. It's going to be number one, bona fide number one wide receivers.
Yeah, it's good. Then a couple of things that kind of sort of broke today. I want to hit them. Charles Domingue on his Twitter account indicated today that he was getting closer to the field, which is a really good thing. And then some news about an upcoming game Hold on a second here. Got it here.
So he's on PUP, right?
Yeah, he's eligible to come back
6 weeks
after the bye week. So Saints running back Alvin Kamara, he's got a sustained hip injury. It's not known if he's going to play in the next 2 weeks. The Chiefs will host the Saints on Monday Night Football after their weekend game. After this weekend, going to Los Angeles to face the Chargers.
Yeah, but again, man, hey, I'm not saying, man, go get your drinks, go get your prime time. You're Brittany Mahomes. Hey, because Joe Burrow don't have this type of stuff. You know what I mean? Patrick Mahomes have his cereal, he have his drinks.
I kept the glaze down on JB, man.
Right, we waited 55 minutes to do this, so we're gonna do it right now.
Okay, I'll tell you what, guys. I'll tell you what. I had a question on my platform. I said, who is the best QB right now? We ain't talking about accolades. We ain't talking about accolades. We talking about right now.
It got to be Josh. It's Josh Allen. It got to be Josh Allen or Jalen Daniels, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Jalen Daniels, really. Lou, how about you?
I would say, yeah. I mean, Josh is playing at a very high level right now. I mean, and that's kind of the last thing we saw was on Monday night, where it was just nearly a perfect game. Some of the other top names obviously, namely Patrick isn't really kind of rolling yet this year, so you really can't talk about him. You guys say what you will about Joe Burrow, but I mean, he has played pretty well the last 2 games.
He had a good game. He had a great game.
The man had his bye with no picks,
and so, I thought he was terrific.
I wouldn't put him at the best right now, but yeah, I would have to say Josh Allen for sure.
Hey, I know who the best LSU quarterback is, and that's that guy that's wearing that Washington.
You think Daniels is better than Joe Burrow, sir?
Yes, he is, sir.
No,
he's got the needle stuck in your ribs right now.
I will say this about Daniels. He is the first quarterback in NFL history.
Killer.
The first quarterback in NFL history to play 2 games back to back and be on offense and never punt. They scored every drive in 2 straight games. You know, Cliff Kingsbury.
They get seven field goals the game before.
Seven.
Cliff Kingsbury deserves a big award.
A ton of credit. Cliff deserves. Look, this is my thing.
I'm going to say Jaden's mother and father do, but sure, let's give it to Cliff.
You go. But honestly, for right now, I think Daniels is the best rookie quarterback right now. Over.
There's no question. He's not. I mean, he's the rookie of the year favorite.
Yeah.
Got Justin update.
Yeah, there's a big difference. I think body-wise, it's where the difference is, where Caleb's a much thicker dude, bigger guy, bigger, stronger athlete.
Right.
The fear is that he might get hit and get beat up.
And that's the only knock on him.
I don't know, but I think he's done a fairly good job running the ball, not taking any big shots.
Yeah.
Right.
But the bottom line with him is he started 55. They always talk about Bo Nix, and he started 61 games in college. Jaden Daniels started 55 games in college.
People don't realize how long he played.
So, I mean, he started as a true freshman at Arizona State, played his
Herm Edwards.
3-4 years there. Herm and Antonio Pierce, and who else did he have there? He had the former Cincinnati Bengals coach, defensive coordinator for Baltimore.
Yeah.
Can't think of his name right now, but anyway, so they had quite the staff there. But in terms of the offensive stat, he was that guy. But again, he was kind of like 160 pounds when he showed up on campus. He's a little bit bigger now, but nothing bothers him. The moment is never too big. Man, he seems like a vet. You saw him they're making plays at the end of the game, and he's like Patrick. You know, Patrick's always doing this with his hand.
I'm gonna say, well, look, 2nd and 13, guys. Second, real quick, 2nd and 20, man.
I'll say this.
Hey, it was 2nd and 20, man. Under pressure, 2nd and 20, and he stayed in that pocket and delivered. Was the cube and Todd right? I'm just saying. I called for the kid. I've been saying. You want your biscuit butter? You want your biscuit butter, sir?
I was right.
You want your biscuit butter?
I'm just saying.
Hey
Okay.
man,
Go to the hospital right now, Hence. I think you broke your arm.
Put you out. You're on fire.
I think you broke your arm.
I
there.
did,
Take
man.
it easy, man.
We'll get you some ice cubes, man.
But right now, I think coming out, I think right now for him, I think he's playing fantastic, Daniels. But see, it's still early, guys. It's still early.
Yeah, what was he? 91%.
91%.
He only had 2 incomplete
Guys,
passes.
listen to this though. Right now, third and 7, man. 0 blitz. Man, his face. He knew he was gonna get hit, and he delivered a strike, man, right into the bread basket, man.
Kill the Bengals.
I said, damn, this know you're gonna get hit and make that throw with accuracy. That's crazy.
So when JJ McCarthy come back, you're gonna see the same thing with him. You know me down there in Minnesota. So
I don't know about that. I don't know.
Darnold might go and take
Darnold. If Darnold takes him to the playoffs and deep, that defense is sick. That offense is humming.
The offensive line look good too, though, Nick.
He's got the perfect head coach for his style of play and his IQ.
That's going to be a tough decision for that front office.
It's going to be huge
because you took the kid in the first round. He showed you some things over the summer that maybe you weren't expecting this quickly. And Sam, God bless him. It's like, thanks for what you did for us, but we've got this kid. And I mean, unless Sam wants to stick around and kind of like be a mentor, but if he has a big year, I mean, this is kind of almost like a Baker moment for him.
And Sam's still young though. He ain't in 30. He's still young.
He's got to be the right team.
That's a good point, Nick. He's still young.
He's only like 26 years old.
I want to answer this question. Odds on Doug Peterson ending up being Reed's coaching staff when he's fired. I don't think so. I don't think he and Nagy can exist. I don't see it.
Who's that? You talking about Doug Peterson?
Doug Peterson. The Jacksonville Jaguars, New York Giants are probably going to be the first two that fire their coaches. The Giants play the Cowboys tomorrow night. In a huge game.
Hey, cause they had a chance to get Jalen Daniels, but they want to stick with Danny Dimes, and look what happened.
He's been playing pretty good. Danny Dimes been playing pretty good. Neighbor's been looking good too, man. They're looking good. We'll definitely see.
Yes, I like Nagy as the OC. He's not the problem.
Yeah, I don't know. I would think there'd probably be a better chance that somebody like Gruden would come on as like a full-time consultant.
I think he's already a part-time consultant already. It's just not been announced or talked about.
Because again, I mean, this offense seems like it's they kind of took the league by storm a few years ago, but now I don't want to say it's sputtering, but it's not quite what it was. Do you need kind of like some fresh eyes and maybe get some different ideas flowing?
Gruden was in Kansas City, during training camp for like 3 or 4 days. There was conversation about him doing some sort of consulting gig with the Chiefs or helping Andy out, kind of like Brad Childress did. Yeah. And I anticipate, Lou, that's something that's probably going to take place. Gruden's got a big legal case against the NFL right now and the Raiders.
He was on with Dan Patrick yesterday, and Dan was really trying to grill him on that. And he just kept going back to what the fired football coaches said, that like this big kind of Taj Mahal that he's built with all the different training, different rooms and film and this, and he's just working on getting better and wanting a head coaching job. He said, but you've got this lawsuit, and he was really deflecting. And he even asked him who he thought leaked the email. Right. And you could see Chucky, his face was getting a little red, but he said, well, I have to ask, Coach. But he was very adamant that he wants to coach.
And I think Andy will give him a chance. And to answer Mango's question, would he be an option for Reed's successor? I'm going to say this 3 times. No, not a chance.
I would have had King Greenberry. Give me Keith.
Well, we'll see what happens. Andy's not going anywhere. He's got 4 more years.
Some guys are made to be coordinators. Yep. I don't know that Cliff Kingsbury has the right temperament and the right mentality to be a head coach.
It was just Arizona, man. It was just Arizona.
But somebody made a good point, Lou, real quick. They said some guys are meant to be offensive coordinators. Right.
Yeah, you make a great point. I mean, just see that right now. You look at Doug Everfeld in Chicago.
Yep.
He's not a head coach. They're going to be on the hot seat too. They don't have.
It takes a lot more than just being a play caller and an offensive innovator to run the entire operation.
Yeah.
So, and again, not saying that he can't do it, but I don't remember who it was. And I think maybe it was even his GM, his Keim in Arizona, after the fact is like, Cliff is just too nice to be a head coach.
Yeah. And,
it's just not in him to be that direct and it be, it takes a different mentality. You have to be kind of like a total manager of everything.
Yeah. Look at
just your side of the ball.
Yeah. Look at Zach Taylor right now. I mean, he's one of the rare guys that was a great coordinator, comes in and was a good head coach from day one. And obviously getting Burrow helped and getting Chase helped and having Higgins and, having Sweet Lou on the defensive side running the show. But, he's a guy that kind of did that. And now he has to put all those things to use because you got a locker room that's imploding. You got ownership that doesn't want to pay.
He's going to be fired by the end.
That's the thing. And he may end up getting fired, which I think would be crazy.
It depends on how much he has left on his deal, because I don't think they want to pay somebody not to coach. Because if they're not going to, pay their players what they deserve. Now again, they pay Joe Burrow, right? And I think they're going to pay Jamar Chase. We'll see with Trey Hendrickson. I mean, Trey Hendrickson. I mean, he did this in New Orleans. He comes to Cincinnati, elevates his game. You'd think you have an elite edge pass rusher, which everybody in the league is looking for every single day. And you need to have at least two of them. And hey, they have one, and they're kind of dragging their heels. So he's signed
through 2027. So they would. I can't see. Again, people are complaining about him and they're upset. But I just think
fans want him fired. I'm here.
What's that?
Bengals fans want him fired.
We know your relationship with the Bengals fans.
That's what I'm saying, guys. You see how he keep attacking the Bengals, bro. I don't be saying that. Let that man do it.
I said they're gonna go down. They've been going down. It was the cube. Remember, I said the curse of the losing to a Chiefs in the big game.
I don't know. One of the shows I was watching.
Okay. If the cube is right there, then how about Josh Allen right now is undefeated? So was that the same thing with the cube too, sir?
Josh Allen.
I'm just saying it's the cube because Josh Allen did lose to the Chiefs, right?
MBS went over there and broke the curse. See,
MBS went over there. Did it? I thought he would be the jinx, but
he's the
one of
cube.
these shows. It happened after the Jacksonville loss because
he's the code breaker.
You look at that team right now, and they just seem completely out of sorts. Their $250 million quarterback looks like he's not seeing it the way he should. The defense is just awful. If that goes wrong for Peterson, you talked about Peterson. They were talking about what a great relationship Bill Belichick has with Shad Khan's son, and how he was when they were about to hire Doug Marrone. It was almost on the advice of Bill Belichick.
Right.
He wants to coach, right? So, I mean, that's kind of like the kind of dots being connected for maybe the next guy in Jacksonville. And you just wonder what the hell is going on with Peterson, because it seemed like they were heading in the right direction. He was going to be the right guy for Trevor Lawrence. They win that playoff game. And then it just, after about halfway through last year, they were 8-0.
Yeah, they lost 8 games in a row.
I don't know what he did, who he pissed off in the locker room, but it seems like a cancer is taken over there. And
he's not a talented. He's not an elite quarterback. And they just paid him. They just paid him elite
I'm talking
money.
about the coach. I don't know about.
I know
Lawrence,
that, but it's kind of like with Peterson. Well, I'm stuck with this guy. I don't have a choice. I got to make the best of it. And maybe he's not coachable. Maybe he just doesn't have.
But he took the job before they signed him to the big deal. I'm sure he was.
Of course, he did. He took the money.
He had a big part in that too. I want this guy.
I understand that, but maybe he realized now that he's knee deep into the, what is his second year, third year, and he's saying to himself, "Man, maybe he isn't the guy. We just paid him. Now, how do I get out of this? I mean, I got to really work with this guy." But a lot of this is on Lawrence too. He's high on his passes. He doesn't have confidence. He has talented running backs. He's got talented wide receivers. I think losing the receiver, his name is escaping me, but the receiver they lost, it ended up going to
Calvin Ridley.
losing Ridley was big.
Yeah, but Brian Thomas Jr. looks like he could be a player.
And Christian Kirk is good too. Maybe it's just Trevor Lawrence.
Kirk's underachieved as well.
And
maybe you see Belichick and John Gruden and Jackson.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, I don't think so. That would be.
So with that said, let's go and get it right.
Those meeting rooms might explode. Everybody would quit.
Yeah, that would be a permanent fixture in NFL films if that ever took place. All right, let's talk about our sponsors that make the wheels turn on the Four Guys in a Bar podcast. First up, my good friend, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Real Estate Group. If you're looking for a trusted real estate advisor who can help you buy or sell a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, there's absolutely nobody better than my good friend, Eric Haynes. 816-729-3785. You can email him at esaleskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief Marlon Tuipulotu.
Ha 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 ha. And if you're looking to have somebody help you with your current health insurance situation, let's say you got a plan that you don't understand. Maybe you're on a COBRA. Maybe it's a group plan you want to get out of. Open enrollment's coming up. You need someone with expertise. You need someone who understands the health insurance industry market. And that's with private plans and also with the ACA. So that person is my incredible, amazing wife, Emily Athan. So if you want a free quote today or someone just to analyze your current health insurance plan, give her a call today at 913-215-9086.
Nick loves Emily. Nikki loves Emily.
Yep.
He said.
So
when does she do her own infomercial? We need her.
I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it.
Okay, so the name I couldn't think of before was Marvin Lewis, but this is just my 61-year-old plus brain just sometimes goes blank. And then it comes to me. So it came back to me. So, the Alzheimer's hasn't completely kicked in. So, yeah, Marvin Lewis was on that staff at Arizona State as well.
Yeah, he was. Hey, I wanted one more thing before we go. I want to shout out to Brett Favre. He announced yesterday that he is in the beginning stages of Parkinson. One of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Certainly someone that's dear to head coach Andy Reid. We wish him nothing but the best, the success, and hopefully we raise enough money and we find a cure for the debilitating disease. And, we just want to wish him our prayers and thoughts are with him.
Absolutely.
We see y'all Friday for the Cube and
the Cube. Yes. Let's go.